First contact. The sleek, silvery craft sliced through Earth's atmosphere, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to human eyes and radar alike. Within the ship, Commander Zix Tara of the Galactic Scouting Fleet felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation. This was her first solo mission, and the weight of responsibility pressed heavily upon her 4 shoulders. Preliminary scans complete, Commander, chirped her ship's AA. The dominant species appears to be bipedal, carbon-based life forms. Technology level, pre-FTL. Threat assessment, minimal. Zix Tara's antenna twitched with interest. Fascinating. Any signs of advanced weaponry or defense systems? Negative, Commander. Their most sophisticated technology appears to be primitive satellite networks and nuclear fission devices. A sense of relief washed over Zix Tara. This should be a straightforward mission. Observe, gather data, and report back to the Galactic Council. With any luck, she'd be home in time for the Grand Conjunction Festival. Little did she know that humanity was about to throw her carefully laid plans into delightful chaos. Dr. Aria Chen yawned and stretched, her eyes bleary from staring at computer screens for hours on end. As the lead researcher at SETI's newest facility in the remote mountains of Chile, she was used to long nights of scanning the cosmos for signs of extraterrestrial intelligence. Tonight, however, something felt different. "Hey, Jackson," she called out to her assistant, a bright-eyed grad student with a penchant for energy drinks. "Are you seeing this weird signal on band C?" Jackson rolled his chair over, his brow furrowing as he examined the readout. "Whoa, that's not normal. It's like nothing I've ever seen before." Aria's heart began to race. "Run it through the verification protocols. I want to make sure this isn't some kind of glitch or terrestrial interference." For the next hour, the small team of researchers ran every test they could think of, their excitement growing with each passing minute. The signal was real, and it was definitely not from Earth. "We need to contact headquarters," Aria said, her voice trembling with a mixture of awe and trepidation. I think we've just made first contact." Zix Tara was puzzled. According to her training, a species at this level of development shouldn't have been able to detect her ship, let alone attempt communication. Yet here she was, watching as a crude radio signal bounced harmlessly off a craft's shields. "Fascinating," she muttered, her curiosity piqued. "Perhaps these humans are more advanced than we initially thought. Computer, analyze the signal. Can we decipher its contents?" The AI whirred for a moment before responding. "Signal analyzed, Commander. It appears to be a repeated mathematical sequence. Prime numbers, to be specific." Zix Tara's antenna quivered with excitement. A universal language. These humans were clever indeed. Prepare a response using the same format. Let's see how they react. As she waited for the humans to receive her message, Zix Tara made a decision that would alter the course of both their civilizations. Instead of merely observing from afar, she would initiate direct contact. The Galactic Council might reprimand her for breaking protocol, but her instincts told her that these humans were special. With a few deft movements of her upper limbs, Zix Tara guided her ship towards the source of the signal, a cluster of buildings nestled in a mountainous region. Aria couldn't believe her eyes. The object on the radar screen was like nothing she'd ever seen, a perfect sphere that seemed to defy the laws of physics as it smoothly descended towards their facility. "Jackson, are you seeing this?" she whispered, her voice barely audible of the frantic beeping of various instruments. "Yeah," he replied, his face pale. "Dr. Chen, what do we do?" Aria took a deep breath, steeling herself for what was to come. "We stick to the protocols. Alert the authorities, but let's not cause a panic. And let's go outside to greet our visitors." As they stepped out into the cool mountain air, Aria felt a sense of unreality wash over her. This was the moment every SETI researcher dreamed of, yet feared in equal measure. First contact. The revelation that humanity was not alone in the universe. The spherical craft touched down with impossible grace, barely disturbing the dust beneath it. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a soft hiss, a seam appeared in the smooth surface, widening into a doorway. Arya held her breath as a figure emerged, and promptly felt her jaw drop. The alien before her was unlike anything she could have imagined. Standing about 7 feet tall, it had a slender, almost ethereal body covered in iridescent scales. 4 arms extended from its torso, each ending in delicate, multi-jointed fingers. But it was the face that truly captivated Arya. A mesmerizing blend of insectoid and almost feline features, crowned by 2 gently waving antennae. "Greetings, humans," the alien spoke, its voice a melodious trill that somehow formed perfect English. "I am Commander Six Tower of the Galactic Scouting Fleet. I come in peace and with great curiosity about your species." Arya swallowed hard, finding her voice. "Welcome to Earth, Commander Six Tower. I'm Dr. Arya Chen, and this is my colleague, Jackson. We're honored to be the first to greet you." Zix Tara's antenna twitched in what Arya hoped was a friendly gesture. "The honor is mine, Dr. Chen. Your species has surprised us with your ingenuity and perceptiveness. I look forward to learning more about you." As they stood there, human and alien, regarding each other with a mixture of awe and curiosity, neither could have predicted the incredible journey that lay ahead, a journey that would test the limits of both their species and forge an unlikely but powerful alliance. Over the next few hours, as news of the alien landing spread like wildfire across the globe, Arya found herself in the surreal position of playing tour guide to an extraterrestrial visitor. Zix Tara's curiosity seemed boundless, her questions ranging from the profound to the amusingly mundane. "Your species has achieved so much in such a short time," Zix Tara marveled as they walked through the facility. "Tell me, Dr. Chen, what drives humans to explore and innovate at such a rapid pace?" Arya considered the question carefully. "I think it's a combination of things. Curiosity, for one. We've always looked up at the stars and wondered what's out there. But there's also a spirit of competition, a desire to push boundaries and overcome challenges." Zix Tara's head tilted in a gesture Arya was beginning to recognize as thoughtful consideration. "Competition? You mean you strive against each other, rather than working in harmony?" "Well, yes and no," Arya explained, realizing how strange human nature must seem to an outsider. "Competition can drive innovation, but we also collaborate and share knowledge. It's a delicate balance." As they continued their tour, Zix Tara's questions became increasingly focused on human culture and behavior. She seemed particularly fascinated by the concept of entertainment. "You mean to say," Zix Tara trilled, her antenna vibrating with what Arya thought might be disbelief, "that humans voluntarily engage in activities that serve no practical purpose, solely for fun?" Arya couldn't help but laugh. "Absolutely. Fun is a huge part of human life. We play games, watch movies, create art, all sorts of things just for enjoyment." Zix Tara's large, multifaceted eyes blinked rapidly. "This is most unexpected. In my culture, all activities serve a purpose, to improve oneself, to benefit the community, or to advance our understanding of the universe. The idea of fun for its own sake is alien to us." As they discussed the merits of leisure activities, Arya found herself growing increasingly comfortable in Zix Tara's presence. Despite their obvious differences, there was something undeniably relatable about the alien commander's curiosity and openness to new ideas. Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of a group of government officials and military personnel, their faces a mixture of awe and apprehension. Arya felt a twinge of concern. How would they react to Zix Tara? To her relief, the alien commander handled the situation with remarkable grace. She answered their questions patiently, explaining her peaceful intentions and expressing her admiration for human achievements. As the day wore on, Arya found herself marveling at the surreal turn her life had taken. Just yesterday, she had been a dedicated but obscure researcher, searching for a sign that humanity wasn't alone in the universe. Now, she was at the center of the most important event in human history, serving as a bridge between two civilizations. The implications were staggering. What would this mean for the future of humanity? How would the world change now that we knew, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that we were not alone? As the sun began to set over the mountains, casting a warm glow over the alien ship, Arya turned to Six Tara with a smile. "So, Commander, what do you think of Earth so far?" Six Tara's antenna waved gently in the breeze. "It is fascinating, Dr. Chen. Your world is so full of contradictions, beauty and chaos, harmony and discord. I find myself both puzzled and intrigued by your species." Arya nodded, understanding the sentiment all too well. "We're a complicated bunch, that's for sure, but I hope you'll give us a chance to show you the best of what humanity has to offer." As they stood there, human and alien side by side, watching the stars emerge in the darkening sky, Arya couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of an incredible adventure, one that would challenge everything both their species thought they knew about the universe and their place in it. Little did they know that their newfound connection would soon be put to the test, as forces beyond their control conspired to throw both Earth and Six Tara's homeworld into peril. The true measure of humanity's worth was about to be taken, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Cosmic Carnival. As dawn broke over the Chilean mountains, Arya awoke to a world forever changed. News of Six Tara's arrival had spread globally, sparking a frenzy of excitement, fear, and speculation. But nothing could have prepared humanity for what came next. Dr. Chen. Jackson burst into her makeshift quarters, his eyes wild with excitement. "You need to see this." Arya rushed outside, her jaw dropping at the sight before her. The sky was alive with color, shimmering curtains of light dancing across the atmosphere in impossible patterns. It was as if the aurora borealis had exploded across the entire globe. "Greetings, humans of Earth." Six Tara's voice boomed from everywhere and nowhere, resonating in a way that bypassed ears entirely and spoke directly to the mind. "We invite you to participate in the Cosmic Carnival." Holographic displays materialized in the air, visible to every person on the planet simultaneously. They showed a series of challenges, each more fantastical than the last. The Galactic Council has decreed that Earth must prove its worth to join the interstellar community, Six Tara explained, her tone a mixture of excitement and apology. "These trials will test your species' ingenuity, compassion, and potential. Success will bring unimaginable rewards. Failure, well, let's focus on success, shall we?" Arya's mind reeled. This was beyond anything she could have imagined. "Six Tara," she called out, hoping the alien commander could hear her. "What exactly are these challenges?" A shimmer in the air, and Six Tara materialized beside her, startling nearby researchers. "My apologies for the theatrics, Dr. Chen. The Cosmic Carnival is an ancient tradition used to evaluate emerging civilizations. Your species' unique approach to fun inspired me to suggest a more unconventional format to the Council." As Six Tara explained, Arya's scientific mind began to race. The challenges were a mix of technological feats, ethical dilemmas, and creative problem-solving tasks. Each was designed to push humanity to its limits while showcasing its potential. The first challenge, Six Tara announced, her voice once again resonating globally, is the Harmony Sphere. You have 48 Earth hours to create a self-sustaining ecosystem within a 100-meter diameter sphere. It must support life from every continent, working in perfect balance. Holographic timers appeared worldwide, counting down from 48:00. The race was on. What followed was the most extraordinary 2 days in human history. Governments, corporations, and individuals across the globe set aside their differences, pooling resources and knowledge in a frenzied effort to meet the challenge. Arya found herself at the center of it all, coordinating with scientists worldwide while trying to decipher the alien technology provided for the task. The sphere itself was a marvel, a gossamer thin membrane that seemed to defy the laws of physics. As the deadline approached, Arya stood before the completed harmony sphere, her heart pounding. Within the shimmering bubble, a miniature Earth thrived. Tiny elephants roamed alongside kangaroos, while polar bears fished in streams that somehow flowed upwards, defying gravity. Plants from every biome coexisted in impossible harmony, their roots intertwining in complex networks. Time. Zix Tara called out as the global timer hit 0. She approached the sphere, her multifaceted eyes widening in what Arya hoped was approval. After a tense moment of examination, Zix Tara's antenna quivered with excitement. Extraordinary. You've not only met the challenge but exceeded our expectations. The integration of symbiotic relationships between species from different continents is particularly impressive. A cheer went up from the assembled crowd, echoed by celebrations around the world. Humanity had passed its first test. But there was no time to rest on their laurels. The next challenge appeared on the global holographic displays, the empathy engine. Your task, Zix Tara explained, is to create a device that allows perfect understanding between any two sentient beings, regardless of language or species. You have 72 hours. This challenge proved even more daunting than the first. How could one possibly quantify and translate the complex emotions and thoughts of conscious beings? Arya found herself working alongside linguists, neuroscientists, and even poets in a desperate scramble to crack the code of universal communication. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source, a collaboration between a quantum physicist and a teenage savant with synesthesia. The resulting device was a marvel of bioengineering and quantum entanglement. When activated, it created a field that somehow translated the electrical impulses of thought and emotion into a universal language of sensory experiences. As the deadline approached, Arya nervously donned one of the prototype devices. Across from her, Zix Tara did the same. The moment the empathy engine activated, Arya's world exploded into a symphony of sensation. She felt the gentle wave of Zix Tara's antennae as if they were her own, experienced the alien's perception of color in spectrums beyond human imagination. But more than that, she felt Zix Tara's emotions, the weight of responsibility, the thrill of discovery, and a deep, abiding hope for the future of both their species. Tears streamed down Arya's face as the connection faded. She looked at Zix Tara with new eyes, seeing not an alien being, but a kindred spirit. Dr. Chen, Zix Tara trilled, her own voice thick with emotion. Your species continues to astonish me. This device, it goes beyond mere communication. You've created a bridge between souls. The global celebration that followed was beyond anything in human history. For the first time, people across the world could truly understand one another, transcending barriers of language and culture. But even as humanity reveled in its achievements, Arya couldn't shake a growing sense of unease. These challenges, as incredible as they were, felt like more than just tests. It was as if they were preparing humanity for something. But what? Her suspicions were confirmed when Zix Tara approached her privately, away from the prying eyes of cameras and government officials. Dr. Chen, the alien commander, began, her tone brave. There's something I must confess. These challenges, they're not just about proving Earth's worth to the Galactic Council. Arya's breath caught in her throat. What do you mean? Zix Tara's antennae drooped slightly. A great darkness is spreading across the galaxy, consuming entire civilizations. The Council believes that humanity, with its unique blend of creativity and determination, may be the key to stopping it. As Zix Tara explained the true nature of the threat they faced, Arya felt a chill run down her spine. The challenges weren't just tests, they were preparation for a battle that would determine the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. The final challenge, Zix Tara concluded, will be the greatest test humanity has ever faced. But I believe in your species, Dr. Chen. Together, we may just save us all. As they stood there, the weight of the universe seeming to rest on their shoulders, Arya realized that the true cosmic carnival was just beginning. Humanity was about to take its place on the galactic stage, ready to show the universe what they were truly capable of. Little did they know that their greatest trial and their greatest triumph lay just ahead, in the form of a challenge that would push the very boundaries of reality itself. The quantum quandary. As the global euphoria from the empathy engine's success began to subside, a new tension settled over Earth. Zixtara's revelation about the true nature of the cosmic carnival had spread, and humanity now faced an existential crisis unlike any in its history. Arya found herself at the center of a whirlwind of activity, coordinating with world leaders, top scientists, and Zixtara to prepare for the final, ultimate challenge. The fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy, hung in the balance. The quantum quandary, Zixtara announced, her voice resonating across the planet, will test the very limits of your species' intellect and imagination. You have 7 days to create a device capable of manipulating the fundamental forces of the universe itself. A collective gasp echoed around the world. Even with their recent technological leaps, such a task seemed impossible. Arya's mind raced. Zixtara, what exactly do you mean by manipulating the fundamental forces? The alien commander's antennae twitched in what Arya now recognized as a sign of intense concentration. The dark force consuming galaxies operates on a quantum level, altering the very fabric of reality. To combat it, we need a way to reshape the laws of physics themselves, locally and temporarily, of course. As the magnitude of the challenge sank in, humanity rallied in a way never before seen in history. The world's most brilliant minds converged, forming a global think tank dedicated to solving the quantum quandary. Arya found herself working alongside Nobel laureates, eccentric geniuses, and even a few individuals whose ideas had once been dismissed as crackpot theories. No idea was too outlandish, no concept too bizarre to consider. Days passed in a blur of quantum equations, metaphysical debates, and increasingly desperate attempts to merge science with the seemingly impossible. Sleep became a distant memory as Arya and her team pushed the boundaries of human knowledge. It was during one such sleepless night, as Arya stared at a holographic representation of superstring theory, that inspiration struck. What if, she mused aloud, her voice hoarse from exhaustion, we're thinking about this all wrong. We're trying to manipulate the forces of the universe from within the universe. But what if we could step outside it? Her statement was met with confused stares from her bleary-eyed colleagues. But one person's eyes lit up with understanding. Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka, a reclusive physicist known for his controversial theories on parallel universes. Dr. Chen, he said, his voice quivering with excitement, I think you've just given us the key. What followed was a feverish collaboration that would rewrite the laws of physics as humanity understood them. By combining Dr. Tanaka's multiverse theories with the quantum entanglement principles of the empathy engine and the ecosystem balancing technology of the harmony sphere, they began to formulate a plan so audacious it bordered on madness. As the deadline loomed, a device began to take shape. The team dubbed it the Reality Loom, a massive, pulsing construct that defied conventional description. It was as much a work of art as it was a machine, its twisting, fractal structures seeming to exist in more dimensions than the human eye could perceive. With just hours to spare, Arya stood before the Reality Loom, her heart pounding. This was it, humanity's last hope, not just for passing the cosmic carnival, but for saving the galaxy itself. Zixtara, she called out, her voice steady despite her nerves, we're ready for the final test. The alien commander appeared, her multifaceted eyes widening at the sight of the Reality Loom. Dr. Chen, this is beyond anything I could have imagined. Please explain how it works. Arya took a deep breath. The Reality Loom doesn't just manipulate the forces within our universe, it weaves them together with the fundamental forces of parallel realities. By creating a sort of quantum tapestry, we can temporarily rewrite the laws of physics in a localized area. As she spoke, the Reality Loom hummed to life. The air around it seemed to shimmer and twist, as if reality itself was bending. For the demonstration, Arya continued, "We're going to do something simple but impossible. We're going to cancel gravity in this room, but only for inanimate objects." With a nod to her team, Arya activated the device. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, slowly at first, but with increasing speed, every non-living object in the room began to float upwards. Chairs, computers, even the clothes they wore began to drift as if in zero gravity, all while the people remained firmly planted on the ground. Zixtara's antennae quivered with what Arya now recognized as pure, unbridled excitement. "Incredible. You've done it, Dr. Chen. You've created a tool that can reshape reality itself." As the reality loom's effect faded and objects gently settled back to the ground, a cheer went up from the assembled team. They had done it. Humanity had passed the final test of the cosmic carnival. But even as celebrations erupted around the world, Arya and Zixtara shared a knowing look. This was only the beginning. "The Galactic Council will be astounded by your achievement," Zixtara said, her voice low. "But now comes the true test. Are you ready to face the darkness that threatens us all?" Arya nodded, a mixture of determination and fear coursing through her. "We're ready. Whatever this threat is, humanity will face it head-on. We've come too far to back down now." As they stood there, the reality loom pulsing behind them like a newborn star, Arya realized that humanity was about to embark on its greatest adventure yet. They had reshaped the very fabric of reality. Now it was time to use that power to save the galaxy. Little did they know that the dark force they were about to face would challenge not just their newfound abilities, but the very nature of existence itself. The final battle for the fate of the universe was about to begin, and humanity would be at its center. The cosmic crescendo. The reality loom's success had catapulted humanity onto the galactic stage, but there was no time for extended celebration. As Zixtara's massive mothership descended through Earth's atmosphere, its iridescent hull shimmering with otherworldly energy, the true magnitude of the coming conflict began to sink in. "The void entropy," Zixtara explained to a hastily assembled council of Earth's leaders, scientists, and military commanders. "That's what we call the force that's consuming entire galaxies. It's not just destruction, it's the unraveling of reality itself." Holographic displays flickered to life, showing vast swaths of the universe simply disappearing. Not exploding, not collapsing, but fading away as if they had never existed. "Our scientists believe it's a byproduct of dark energy," Zixtara continued, her antennae drooping with the weight of her words. "As the universe expands, this entropy is left in its wake, but something has accelerated the process, weaponized it." Arya felt a chill run down her spine. "Weaponized? You mean this is an attack? By whom?" Zixtara's multifaceted eyes seemed to darken. "We don't know. Every civilization that's encountered the void entropy directly has been erased from existence. We only know of its effects by observing from a distance." As the implications sank in, a tense silence fell over the room. Humanity had just learned it wasn't alone in the universe, and now they were being asked to help save that universe from an unimaginable threat. It was the President of the United States who finally broke the silence. "What do you need from us?" What followed was the most ambitious undertaking in human history. The reality loom, already a marvel of science and engineering, needed to be scaled up to unimaginable proportions. Not just one, but a network of reality looms spread across the galaxy. Arya found herself leading a team of human and alien scientists working to merge Zixtara's advanced technology with the raw, innovative power of human ingenuity. The challenges were immense: how to power such massive devices, how to coordinate them across vast distances, how to predict and control their reality warping effects. But as weeks turned into months, solutions began to emerge. Quantum entanglement allowed for instant communication across light years. Zero-point energy tapped into the very fabric of space-time for power. and the principles of the harmony sphere were applied on a cosmic scale, ensuring the reality looms worked in perfect balance. Finally, after what felt like both an eternity and no time at all, the network was ready. 12 massive reality looms, each the size of a small moon, positioned at strategic points throughout the Milky Way. As Arya stood on the bridge of Zix Tara's mothership, watching the final loom move into position, she felt a mixture of pride, fear, and awe. "I still can't quite believe we did it," she murmured. Zix Tara placed a comforting hand on Arya's shoulder, the gesture now familiar and reassuring. "Belief, Dr. Chen, is what sets your species apart. You believed you could reshape reality, and you did. Now we must believe we can save it." The moment of truth had arrived. Long-range sensors had detected the void entropy approaching the edge of the Milky Way. It was now or never. "All reality looms, report status," Arya called out, her voice steady despite the pounding of her heart. One by one, confirmations came in from across the galaxy. Human and alien voices mingled, a symphony of cooperation that would have been unimaginable just months ago. "All looms operational and synchronized," the ship's AI announced. "Awaiting your command, Dr. Chen." Arya took a deep breath, exchanging a nod with Zix Tara. This was it, the moment that would determine the fate of not just humanity, not just their galaxy, but potentially the entire universe. "Initiate the cosmic crescendo," Arya ordered, her voice ringing with authority. The effect was immediate and awe-inspiring. Waves of energy pulsed from each reality loom, visible to the naked eye as ripples in the very fabric of space. Where they intersected, reality itself seemed to shimmer and twist. On the holographic displays, they watched as the void entropy encountered this new reinforced fabric of reality. For a heart-stopping moment, it seemed as if even this wouldn't be enough. The darkness continued to advance, hungrily devouring stars and planets in its path. But then, almost imperceptibly at first, it began to slow. "It's working," someone shouted, their voice filled with desperate hope. Arya leaned forward, her eyes fixed on the display. The void entropy wasn't just slowing, it was beginning to retreat. Where the waves from the reality looms touched it, small pockets of safe space bloomed like flowers in a cosmic desert. A cheer went up across the ship, echoed by celebrations from every corner of the galaxy. They were doing it, they were pushing back the unbeatable foe. But Arya's elation was short-lived. Something was wrong. The energy readings from the reality looms were fluctuating wildly, far beyond their predicted parameters. "Zix Tara," she called out, her voice tight with concern. "Are you seeing this?" The alien commander was already moving, her fingers dancing across the control panels. "The looms are overloading. The strain of holding back the void entropy is too much." Arya's mind raced. They were so close. They couldn't fail now, not when victory was within their grasp. And then, in a moment of clarity that felt almost like divine inspiration, she saw the solution. "We need to invert the polarity," she announced, her fingers flying across her own console. "Not just push back the void entropy, but transmute it." Zix Tara's antennae quivered with sudden understanding. Of course, use its own energy against it. As they worked feverishly to implement this last-ditch plan, Arya felt a sense of destiny settling over her. This was what all their trials had been leading to, not just to save the universe, but to transform it. With a final decisive command, Arya activated the new protocol. The reality looms pulsed with renewed energy, their waves now carrying a different signature. Where these new waves met the void entropy, something miraculous happened. Instead of being pushed back, the darkness began to change. It twisted and writhed, and then, in a burst of light that outshone entire galaxies, it transformed. Where once there had been empty, devouring darkness, now there was creation. New stars burst into life, planets coalesced from cosmic dust, and in the span of moments, entire new galaxies were born. As the light faded and the reality looms finally powered down, A stunned silence fell over the ship. They had done more than save the universe. They had renewed it, reshaped it in ways beyond imagination. Arya turned to Six Tara, tears streaming down her face. "We did it," she whispered, her voice filled with awe. The alien commander's eyes shimmered with an emotion Arya couldn't quite name. "No, Dr. Chen, you did it. Humanity did it. You've proven yourselves to be more than worthy of joining the galactic community. You may well have just saved us all." As celebrations erupted across the ship, across Earth, and across countless alien worlds, Arya gazed out at the newly reborn cosmos. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged victorious, not through force or dominance, but through creativity, cooperation, and an unshakable belief in the possible. The universe would never be the same, and neither would humanity. Their greatest adventure was just beginning. The cosmic renaissance. As the dust settled on humanity's incredible victory over the void entropy, a new era dawned for Earth and the entire galaxy. The cosmic renaissance, as it came to be known, ushered in an age of unprecedented growth, discovery, and interstellar cooperation. Arya found herself at the center of this new cosmic order, her role evolving from scientist to diplomat to visionary leader. The reality looms, once tools of survival, became the cornerstone of a galactic terraforming initiative. Barren worlds bloomed with life, dead stars reignited, and the very boundaries of habitable space expanded beyond imagination. "Welcome to New Eden," Arya announced, standing on the surface of what had once been a lifeless rock orbiting a dim red dwarf. Now it was a lush paradise, its sky shimmering with the ethereal light of a rejuvenated star. A mixed crowd of humans and aliens from a dozen different species gathered around her, their faces filled with wonder. Among them stood Six Tara, her iridescent scales gleaming in the alien sunlight. "This," Arya continued, gesturing to the vibrant landscape, "is just the beginning. With the power of the reality looms and the combined knowledge of all our civilizations, we're not just exploring the universe, we're rebuilding it, one world at a time." As if to emphasize her point, a flock of genetically engineered birds soared overhead, their wings shimmering with bioluminescent patterns that spelled out welcome messages in multiple languages. But the cosmic renaissance wasn't just about reshaping planets. It was a cultural and technological revolution that touched every aspect of life across the galaxy. The empathy engines, once used for mere communication, evolved into a galactic network of shared consciousness. Individuals could now experience the memories, emotions, and even sensory inputs of beings from across the cosmos. It was a level of understanding and connection that transcended all barriers of species or culture. Initiating cosmic sync, Arya said, donning a sleek headset that was a far cry from the clunky prototypes of just a few years ago. Around her, humans and aliens alike did the same. In an instant, Arya's consciousness expanded. She felt the exhilaration of a Zorlak crystal surfer riding the rings of a gas giant, tasted the complex flavors of a Gleesian sunset, and experienced the deep, resonant thoughts of a silicon-based lifeform that perceived time in reverse. When the session ended, there wasn't a dry eye or equivalent sensory organ in the room. This level of empathy and shared experience was rapidly dissolving age-old conflicts and fostering a sense of galactic unity that had once seemed impossible. But perhaps the most profound change came in the form of the quantum academies. These institutions, scattered across the galaxy, were dedicated to pushing the boundaries of what was possible with the reality-altering technology humanity had pioneered. Arya stood before a class of eager students, a mix of precocious humans and the brightest minds from 100 alien races. Behind her, a holographic display showed the intricate workings of a puppet universe they had created as a class project. "Today," she began, her voice filled with excitement, "we're going to discuss the ethical implications of timeline manipulation. As you know, our recent breakthroughs have made it theoretically possible to alter the past. The question is, should we?" The debate that followed was lively and thought-provoking, with perspectives that spanned not just cultures, but entirely different ways of perceiving reality itself. It was in moments like these that Arya felt the true promise of the cosmic renaissance, not just in technological marvels, but in the growth and evolution of consciousness itself. Yet, for all the wonders of this new age, challenges remained. The power to reshape reality was a heavy responsibility, and not everyone agreed on how it should be used. "We can't just play God with the universe," argued Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka, now the head of the Ethics Committee for Cosmic Alteration. "Every change we make has consequences we can't fully predict." Zix Tara, who had become Earth's ambassador to the Galactic Council, countered, "But is it not our duty to use this power to alleviate suffering, to create new opportunities for life and growth?" These debates raged across the galaxy, pushing philosophy and ethics to new frontiers. The decisions made would shape the fate of countless worlds and civilizations. Through it all, humanity continued to surprise its alien allies. The creativity, adaptability, and sheer audacity that allowed them to overcome the void entropy now drove them to explore the farthest reaches of possibility. Artists collaborated with quantum engineers to create works that existed simultaneously in multiple realities. Explorers ventured into pocket dimensions and parallel timelines, mapping the multiverse. And a new generation of humans, born into this age of cosmic wonders, dreamed up innovations that even Arya couldn't have imagined. As she stood on the observation deck of Starbase Unity, a massive space station at the heart of the Milky Way, Arya reflected on the incredible journey that had brought them all to this point. The Earth floated in the distance, no longer a pale blue dot, but a shining beacon of a civilization that had taken its place among the stars. "Penny for your thoughts, Dr. Chen," Zix Tara asked, joining her at the window. Arya smiled, her eyes twinkling with the light of distant galaxies. "I was just thinking about how far we've come. A few years ago, we thought we were alone in the universe. Now we're helping to shape its destiny." Zix Tara's antennae waved in what Arya now recognized as a gesture of deep contentment. "Your species continues to amaze me, Arya. You've faced challenges that would have broken most civilizations, and you've emerged stronger, wiser, and more compassionate." "We couldn't have done it without you," Arya replied, placing a hand on her alien friend's shoulder. "All of you. This renaissance, this new universe we're building, it belongs to all of us." As they stood there, gazing out at the cosmic tapestry they had helped to weave, a alert chimed softly. A new anomaly had been detected at the edge of known space, something that defied even their advanced understanding of physics. Arya and Zix Tara shared a look of excitement. The universe, it seemed, still had mysteries to solve and wonders to unveil. The cosmic renaissance had opened doors they had never dreamed possible, but the greatest adventures still lay ahead. With a shared nod of determination, they turned from the window and strode purposefully towards the bridge. The next chapter in humanity's cosmic saga was about to begin, and they were ready to face it together, as friends, as allies, and as fellow explorers in a universe of endless possibility.